peekaboo. I see you looking at me, looking at you. Hold up, where you going? What you doing? Who you seeing? What you need? What you want? I said, without you by my side, my side, my side. Without you by my side. One time from side to side. Without you by my side, I can't go outside. Without you by my side, I can't go outside. Without you by my side, I can't go outside. One time from side to side.
Hello. Hi.
Hello.
I am back.
Yeah,
Keith's
back.
back.
I don't actually have my sheet next to me.
Because it was back there.
Starting off strong.
Yes. Yep. Starting off terribly strong. Doing great. All right.
I don't know how he sits in
Do
just
you want to
I
switch?
don't know how he
No,
sits
it's
in that
fine.
Switch. Okay.
Because this yeah. Sorry, we borrow Payton's significant other's chair for these, and he sits funny. He sits
It's
very funny.
all the way back here.
Yeah. He's like the epitome of relaxation while gaming.
And even the seat is tilted backwards.
Mm-hmm. So,
And
definitely.
I don't know how to fix it. As I
Well.
spin.
Spinning. Awesome. Okay. Episode 5.
Holy crap, man.
And
How did
we're-
we get this far?
It's I mean, it's kind of insane, to be
mean,
honest.
it's
Starting a
also
month
only-
of mom topics.
Yeah.
It's only episode 5, but it still feels like a lot.
It feels like it's been a while already.
For sure.
Well, mom topics.
Mom topic.
This time's mom topic is fed is best.
Yeah. Well, should
Yes.
we do our updates first, though?
True.
Yes.
Yeah.
Parenting story of the week.
Parenting story.
Oh.
I go first a lot, man.
Well, I can go first. Kachan turned 4.
Woo!
So it's hard to
Oh,
believe.
4.
Oh my god, yeah, 4. Oh, I can't believe it at all.
I mean, I'm having a hard time with 2.
Yeah, I
feel
can't
like-
I can't handle the fact that he's 4.
I feel like it's just
At
gonna
all.
get worse from here.
Oh, you know, he had his Kachan personality at 18 months. So
Yeah.
just
But I mean, like, the
Still
not
going
believing
strong.
which birthday
oh
you're at.
yeah, the good thing is because he's 4, I know how old he is based on what the year is.
Mm-hmm.
That's
So
fair.
that'll be helpful. So I will know how old he is for basically the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Fair,
So-
that's fair.
You're like, just take 20 plus whatever, you know?
Yep, exactly. He
So.
had Spider-Man, everything, Spider-Man cake. We went to Build-A-Bear, got his $4 bear.
Oh.
He had a fun time.
I honestly didn't know that Build-A-Bear did that.
It's one specific bear. It's like
Yep.
a happy birthday bear.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's been a really long time since I've gone to Build-A-Bear, since I was a child. So,
Mm-hmm.
I was...
I've been sooner
Oh, no, wait, I
to
walked
get
in there
like
once for my grandma to get
Oh,
something.
no. I went
Because my
I
grandma likes
went for
Build-A-Bear.
like to get the Pokemon stuff. Yeah,
for that.
for
Not
I
sponsored.
Buddy.
I have the Jolteon, the Leafeon, and Glaceon ones. Those are the ones I have.
It's getting weaker, but it's still
I
there.
know. Well, it's still there.
Mm-hmm. It's just like, you can tell it's not as strong as when you first got it.
Yep.
It's
It's
scented.
coffee scented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It's my desk buddy.
Yeah.
he had a good time.
That's good.
He didn't eat his cake, but he had a
No?
good time. I don't think he likes overly sweet stuff.
Oh, fair, fair.
His brother Deku though destroyed it. Just absolutely annihilated the cake. But
Of course.
of course.
Just a mini cat fight.
Cat fight.
No.
Well, I guess I have 2 weeks worth of kind of stuff.
That's true.
Yeah.
So I had my ultrasound with my baby, my more in-depth one. Finally got photos for her, which is great.
Creepy
Have
photos.
the I lovingly
Beautiful.
call them demon photos because face on ultrasound doesn't it just kind of looks like a skull with weird eyes and everything like that, so it gets creepy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think they're hilarious, but I've shown them to some people they're choosing to be child free because I think it's kind of funny.
Yep.
And they're like, this extra makes me not want to have
Have
children.
kids.
I don't want them. And I'm like, that's totally okay. But yeah, I just have a little demon baby. So I have that. And then I had to go, since she's an IVF pregnancy, she's at a higher risk for heart problems. So I went and I had an echocardiogram done with her. And that was nice and beautiful. So
Yay.
she's got a perfect little heart. No issues. I definitely thought the cardiologist was an interesting character, though. It was really funny going in off the bat. He's like, "Do you know what you're having?" And I was like, "Yes, I know I'm having a girl." And he was like, "Okay, well, I just want you to know I'm gonna call this baby a he at some point during this visit." And I was like, "That's fine. I'm used to it. I'm in vet medicine. We tend to forget the gender of our patients a lot. It's just a common thing, And nobody's trying to be mean doing it. They just don't. There's so many pets you
so
see,
many patients within
Yeah.
a day that eventually you're going to mess up.
and not all of the patients that you're looking at have distinctly feminine or masculine features. With humans,
Also,
you get a lot of that.
babies. You know, babies are just so.
Kachan was called a girl until recently. Until we trimmed
That's
his
fair.
hair. So
Yeah.
he was
Yeah.
called a girl.
Like, I feel like infants and toddlers, they have such baby faces. It's hard to tell gender.
It's very
regardless.
unisex
Yeah.
of a face.
Which is
until
why
they
I
get
think
older.
baby clothes put like so much emphasis on gender a lot of the time
Oh,
too.
Fair,
It's probably
but-
because then it's like, oh, okay, well, like I mean, not that I think babies should. I don't feel like we need to push gender on babies and
No.
gender identity, but
I
at the same
wish-
time, you know.
I wish there was more boy clothes and gender neutral clothes.
There's not a
Because-
lot of boy clothes.
No, you go to any store and girl clothes is like dominating.
It's
but
true.
boy and gender
Everywhere.
neutral is almost impossible to find. Like Target
Yeah,
has
gender
a
neutral is bad.
small section of boy that, at least at my location,
Oh, no,
is
mine
starting
too.
to get overtaken by more girl stuff.
Mine too.
I wish there would be more girl things that weren't just pink or red.
Agreed. Yeah, that too.
Because that's the thing that I've run into, because obviously, you know, mine's a girl. So, like, you know, and I don't mind buying, like, things that are geared towards boys. Like,
Yeah.
Zach and I definitely want to put her in, like, a dinosaur outfit a couple times.
it.
And a lot of them are marketed towards boys, but it doesn't mean that, like, girl can't wear them,
Yeah.
right? So, but, like, all the girl stuff, like, primarily the colors are pink and red.
and purple. Or covered
and
in
then-
unicorns.
And then like for like summery, then they'll throw like a yellow in there.
Yeah.
But like it's like
Yeah.
where's the blue and the green and black? Like
yeah.
you know why are there
What
not
about-
other colors?
What about for boys just getting something that's not either dinosaur, shark, or bugs?
Or
Yeah,
space.
Or space.
Or space.
Which is fine. I mean,
make
boys
there
like
more
those
space
things.
available for girls because
Right.
I want space
Now,
for
granted,
my girl.
Our kids like that
Yeah,
stuff.
but my kid
like,
also adores cats.
mine too.
I want to get him cat stuff.
Oh my
But
gosh,
there's no real good cat stuff for boys.
Target had this cute little like I saw it like I don't know several weeks ago, but it was like this cute little like suspender outfit for little boys for Valentine's that had like little hearts all over it, which I thought was adorable.
Yeah.
But like something like that with cats would be perfect.
perfect.
Yeah, there's still no question that it's like, you know, like you're not sitting there like, oh, is this a boy or a girl? Like I mean, yeah, it could be like gender neutral too, depending upon how you dress it up. But
Just because you're a boy doesn't mean you only like sharks, dinosaurs, and bugs.
Yep.
You have more interests than that.
I think that's one thing me and my partner we did. I think we did a good job. Like we both had they're both boys.
excuse me.
We got them boy clothes.
Yeah.
But if Kachan or Deku ever went and said, "I want to wear pink," me and him are both like, "Sure,
Yeah.
why not?" Like,
Yeah.
a good example. Kachan had soccer this past summer, and we had to get him soccer socks. I was like, and his shirt was red. I was like, "What color socks do you want?" He immediately went for the hot pink. And I'm like, absolutely.
Fine, do it.
Absolutely. He loved his hot pink socks.
Yeah.
Anytime I buy like a new sippy cup for Naruto or like any other thing, I show him every single color that they have
Us too.
available.
Yep.
And then whichever color he picks is the one that he picks. Right
Yeah,
now we're
my
going
kids
with a lot
just
of blue,
both-
but that's his favorite at the moment.
My kids both love dinosaurs and boy stuff. We didn't steer them that way. Just that's what they like.
Oh, my niece really loves tractors. That's considered a boy thing a lot of the time.
Yeah.
But she loves tractors.
Well, look at the family.
I mean,
You
part of
know,
that's
it
because
makes
my
sense.
husband's family is a farming family. But even still,
even
like,
still.
you know, it's not like she's not exposed to the more girly
Girl-centric
things.
I
you
had
know.
dinosaurs. I didn't have any
Yeah.
girly
I know.
stuff. I didn't do Barbies or any of that.
I did brat stalls.
I
not
didn't even do
Barbies.
that. No, I had dinosaurs. I had coloring books. All of that stuff. I had no girly stuff
I
in
had
my
a
room.
combo of the two. My mom thought that the brat stalls were really funny because their feet came off. I know that some moms wouldn't buy their kids the brat stalls because they were like more extreme looking. But I mean, if you look at Barbie too, she's pretty.
I mean,
extreme looking.
yeah, none
But-
of them are really great, like,
No.
body role models.
They
No.
are now.
Some
not
of them
when
are
we,
now, I guess.
Not when we were
Monster
kids.
High.
Barbie, I think, still
Yeah,
struggles,
Monster
though.
High is doing really good with that because they have different body types and body shapes, and everyone is a different mold.
What is
Nice.
it? I gave my niece a doll for Christmas. It was like rainbow doll.
Oh,
like that
yeah, I've seen those.
Whatever those ones were. I just liked that you know there's more dolls with more skin tone options too
That
now.
too.
Because at least like when we were kids, I feel like all of them were it
White.
was pasty white,
Eh.
which I mean works for me. I'm pasty white,
But not everybody.
but
is.
not everybody's pasty white. So like, you know, I was very happy to see more representation
Yeah,
there.
true.
But I mean,
No.
I would say
Yeah.
Barbie still is very much so. This is the Barbie body type.
Yeah, although
The,
they're
the movie
branching
helped a
out.
lot. The movie
Yeah.
helped a lot, but
Yeah.
No,
this
my
still got
favorite is
some
the Monster High dolls, but you know that's for many reasons. I mean,
Yeah.
I look at Abby Abominable, like the Abominable Snowman or person. Or
I don't think I've seen these.
I haven't
Oh
seen
no,
any of those.
they're fun, but she
Yeah.
has a similar body shape to mine, and I'm like, okay, I can appreciate that.
Yeah. I mean,
You
there's a lot of different body types that are healthy body types that are good, like examples that are just not represented. Or
Yeah.
what?
Represented.
Represented. Oh my god.
You
got it.
Toys.
I made there.
Yeah, you got it.
I made it there.
Eventually.
Your turn.
My turn.
Yeah, your turn.
My story this week is my kid got really into Pokemon. Really into Pokemon.
You should be so proud.
That's a
No.
great spot for your kid to be at.
Yeah. We figured out how to say Pikachu.
Nice.
Not very easily.
No, I heard him
I'm-
saying Pika upstairs when
Yeah.
I was hanging out with him.
Yeah.
That's
It's
fine. That's what
kind of-
Pikachu says himself.
It's
so, you know.
kind of convoluted, but you can tell he's trying to say Pikachu.
That's awesome.
Yep,
Because like
that's
I know like words has been kind of his
Yep.
struggle. So like the more words that he's
Yep,
saying,
I
the
know.
better.
His poor teachers are trying to get him to say just normal core words, and he's like, "Nope, I'm saying Pikachu.
I mean, it's a word.
It's a word."
Gotta be happy about a word.
Yep. And he also figured out Bluey. So
Nice.
now he knows how to. Oh, and Blippi. So he can tell you his favorite shows. He wants to watch Bluey,
Gotcha.
Blippi, Pikachu,
Gotcha.
or Meow, which means
Yeah.
Gabby, or like Gabby's dollhouse. We just call it Gabby Cats because.
Yeah.
So. those
I
are his
knew
favorite
all
shows.
of those shows except for the Gabby Cats one.
Yeah, I don't know Gabby Cats.
It's on.
This is what happens when you don't
Netflix.
have children yet, like physical, like
I
born
don't
watching
let my kids
TV.
watch Blippi because I can't watch Blippi.
Okay, the way to watch Blippi is to watch the people in the background when he's
Oh.
in public spaces. Because
Gotcha.
they're always just mystified about what the hell is happening, and it's hilarious.
Okay.
So that's how you watch Blippi.
Gotcha.
I went to Zach's cousin's house for dinner yesterday, and with their kids, and there was these like they call it their movie dance or something like so like every night they want to like dance to like some stuff on YouTube, but they showed me or they ended up playing from this one like account, and I don't understand how this man is able to make these videos with a straight face, because it's like let me like swing through the forest, and it's like swing.
Oh, was it
swing,
Danny Go?
swing. Yes, that's
Yes,
I was
I
like,
know Danny Go.
I was like, and every video is basically the same kind
Yeah.
of content that at least that I saw.
Cleanup song is pretty good. The pirate cleanup song. Yeah.
I just don't think I'll be able to watch Danny go with a
No,
straight face
no.
ever.
Oh.
Like, I mean, I might be able to get them to just do like one video, but I'm gonna try and stay away from that one, I think.
Yeah, well, you can also just have your Schmexa device so she doesn't go off. That's what we call her, Schmexa. She will play the songs without the video, so then you can listen to the songs, which are fun
Yeah.
because at least my kiddo likes to dance. That's another word we figured out this week is dance.
Nice.
And so he will ask to dance in the kitchen and then do his little dance moves,
Nice.
you know, where he just swings his hips back and forth, and then you have to turn on the music.
Nice.
So, yeah, he likes Danny Go and Party Rock. Party Rock Anthem is his song. Don't ask me why
You
that one
know,
specifically.
Honestly, though,
But-
fun song.
Fun song.
Fun song.
And
Good
not
dance
really
song.
like anything like that. Like, there's
No.
nothing like really explicit about it.
No,
Yeah.
it's just good beats,
Yeah.
and he likes dancing. So Party Rock Anthem is his song, and
Nice.
then he likes the kids' music like Bluey and Gabby and Danny Go, and
Nice.
yeah.
I guess I will say I feel like of the shows that I've seen in the last few years, which is very few again because I don't physically have any born children watching things right now, but I feel like these shows are branching out into like more things and more topics and all that than like when we were kids.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, 100%.
because like Dora was like it's the same plot the whole way through.
Dora as a kid.
Yeah.
I watched Dora as a kid.
Yeah.
I watched
but,
Blue's
like,
Clues.
Yeah,
Oh,
I did watch
Blue's
Blue's
is
Clues.
still around.
And Zaboomafoo.
Oh,
Zaboomafoo was good.
Zaboomafoo.
I feel like that one was one that actually did branch out a little bit more too.
Did Zaboomafoo.
But I feel like, I don't know, like, again, like, as much as Dora was great for me as a kid, I don't know that I'd be able to watch Dora as an adult with my own children. So I don't understand how my parents did it.
I'm trying to get my kid into things like Franklin and Little Bear.
Oh,
I
yeah.
miss watching those.
Or Arthur.
Arthur,
was good.
yes, although not the new ones.
No.
They redid it where they like changed the animation and it's not drawn animation anymore. It's computer animation made to look like drawn animation, and it's
No.
if you've watched Arthur from the get-go, it's hard to watch now.
Well,
Or
it's like,
Dragon Tales. Dragon Tales is a good one.
Yeah, Dragon Tales is a good one.
like Teen Titans that I watched as a kid, the new animation style for it, the art style, I
The
can't.
new episodes are just
I was like,
the
I
Teen
don't
Titans
want, like,
Go is just weird. It's too like we've talked about before, not on here, but in general, like it's the instant gratification style of animation and shows.
Yeah. It's that serotonin boost.
Yeah, and I want like the more imaginate shows like Blue's Clues and you know Little Bear, where it's calm, it's even, but it promotes imagination.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
Which, like, Gabby is pretty good at, and then Bluey's pretty good at, and stuff like
That's
that.
true.
So a lot of the
What is
shows
that,
we watch are kind of good about that, but...
What's the TV show that has that, like, girl who dresses up like a ladybug and is like a superhero?
Oh!
I've heard that one's
Miraculous
good.
Ladybug! I love that
Is that one actually, like, a really... Cause
Okay,
I've
that's
heard
what
it's
I
good.
watch myself without my kids.
Must be good then.
Okay, must be good
I
enough.
like that
Okay.
one a lot.
That one will be one that my child will then watch then, I think.
It's like the perilous, like romance thing where you're just like, come on, guys, just actually tell each other you like each other.
Well, yeah, because it doesn't, isn't it like her and then the guy who plays the cat, don't they like each other
Yes.
both in costume and out of
like,
costume?
So she likes him out of costume and he has no idea. He likes her in costume, but she has no idea, and neither of them know that the other one's the other one. So yeah,
Sounds like a really bad middle school relationship.
It is.
It's like
definitely like childhood drama relationship. But
that's the funniest like love triangle though that I think that you could have, because it's like it's actually just a two-way street. It's not a
two-way
triangle.
street. The only difference is costume versus not costume, and the fact that neither of them knows.
Yeah.
Oh,
Perfect.
man.
Well, then I will have to use that one.
It's
I'll
on
keep that one in mind.
Netflix, I think.
Yeah, I think it is because
Well, they came out with a movie, and I tried to watch it. Netflix has the movie. I tried to watch it, but then kiddo and things, and I never got to watch it all the way through. And now I just fall asleep at the end of the night.
Oh, that's true.
Current animes. Now that we're talking about
Oh,
TV
yeah,
anyway.
yes.
There we go. I tried to get updated on my episodes this week of Delicious in Dungeon and the whatchamacallit, solo leveling, but I ended up falling asleep both times. So I got halfway through each episode.
A good effort.
A good effort.
A good
Yep.
effort. A for effort.
I mean, it's kind of what happens when you have to be to work at 5 a.m. every morning. You eventually fall asleep.
I don't have to work at 5 a.m., but I'm awake at 5 a.m.
Yes, that's fair. That's fair. But
yeah.
otherwise, I started Has Been Hotel, which is not an anime.
It's
but
not.
it's animated.
But it's good.
It's hilarious.
It's hilarious. If you like Hell of a Boss, you'll love
I
Has
have
Been.
not watched Hell of a
You
Boss.
gotta watch Hell of a Boss.
I
Watch
will.
Hell of a
I've been
I know
planning on it
neither
for a
of
while.
these.
It's hilarious. I had a tap out day. I don't remember if it was this week or last week.
Ooh, where you got to tap out?
I had to tap out, not get to, but I had to. He let me, which was fine, but I had to. Like, it was such a bad day. And I tapped out. And when I tap out, I can't watch a new anime or anything. I talked about last week. I gave up my other anime because I just couldn't do it. I watched Yuri on Ice. It's
Good
one
anime
for like
song.
the 10th time I've ever watched it. Just because I
Yeah.
needed a comfort anime
See,
that I didn't have to focus on and play in the background.
for
And it was
me,
great.
My comfort anime like that is probably Urun High School.
Oh,
and
that's
then
a good one,
also
too.
Tokyo Ghoul. Don't ask me why.
Black
this
Butler's my
odd
other
combo
one.
is my comfort anime, but Tokyo Ghoul and Urun High School. Do they match?
No.
But they're both comforting.
Black Butler's my other one. Or Fruits Baskets.
Oh,
But
yep. Mhm.
Yuri on Ice was the first thing that popped up, so that's what got played.
I don't. There's not like an anime that I generally like return to specifically. I guess so. I don't have like a specific comfort anime, but I did finish the second season of Ancient Magus Bride.
I
Yeah.
haven't even started that.
So that's all completely like finished, and I was trying to pick a different anime to watch, and I only actually have Crunchyroll. I didn't have.
But you have so
I
many options.
I know.
So
But
many things on there.
But see, the thing was, then I was like, oh, well, they kept talking about, like, Black Butler. Like, let me look for it. It's not on Crunchyroll.
I have a Funimation.
So-
Let me give you my info. You can watch Black Butler.
Because I was like, they keep talking about Black Butler
It's
and
so
then
good.
Sebastian.
It
And
is.
I'm like, I know about this one, but I've never actually
I-
watched it. So, like, I
Before
want
we
to.
leave, let me give you my
I
stuff so you can
somewhere-
watch it.
I somewhere have a wall scroll of Sebastian from Black Butler that has been signed by his English voice actor, who demanded that he sign it on his chest.
Oh my god.
But it's hilarious. I
That's
love it.
awesome. Yes, please, let
Yes.
me educate you and let you watch that,
Yeah, you
please.
do need to watch that.
You
It's
do.
very
Yeah.
good.
No, it was a plan to watch it, at some point anyway. But it was just like, that was the first time that I was like, all right, I'm looking for a new anime to watch.
If we don't
And then I
forget
couldn't
anything
get it.
else before we leave, like we typically do,
Yeah.
let me not forget to give you that info.
I mean, even if you did, then I what I probably would do is I need to go back and watch Blood Plus myself, because I was telling you guys about it a lot. And now I just like, it's one of the other things that I'm thinking about that I'm like, man, I kind of want to go back and watch it. And I actually watched that one dubbed in the first place, so. Because I've had a couple days recently where I'm like, I'm just not in the mental space to like
Right.
watch or to do subbed right now. Like dubbed needed to be the thing.
Like last night, I was like, I don't feel like
Bless
playing
you.
games.
Excuse me.
I'm tired, but I don't think I have the mental capacity to watch anything that has subtitles. So we tried watching Delicious in Dungeon, and I fell asleep anyway.
I also read more this week than I watched TV.
Not a
yeah.
bad thing.
Not a bad thing. I finished my book, but yeah.
Yeah. I've been reading myself a lot too, so I get
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Working through that series again on the very last one, so.
Which one?
Ooh.
Court of Silver Flames. So
She beat me.
Yep, she beat you.
I'm like,
I just finished Wings and Ruin last
I think
night.
I'm like halfway through it right
Please
now.
don't
I'm
say. I
halfway.
already
I'm not.
know of all the things, and I just I had to take a break. I'm taking a break. I'm reading
I mean,
Iron
that's
Flame
fine.
right now.
I'm
Yeah.
currently working through CC3, the Crescent City 3 book, but in audio version, because then I can listen to it while I'm working.
I don't mind audiobooks or even like Kindles, but I'm like one of those people. I have to see my progress,
Yeah, fair.
so
Well,
I
you
need
can
the
see
I need
it
a
on
book.
on Audible, because I look at it and it'll tell me you have this many hours left in your book.
That would frighten me. I would need like
fair.
I definitely need like a paper like copy
That's fair.
to do it that way.
Yeah, I
I
guess
just,
my
like-
phone.
I probably
tells-
would
'cause I have the
thrive better
Kindle
with an
app.
Audible like situation and do really good, but I would still need a paper
Yeah.
copy.
Yeah, no, I'm working through the new Crescent City book, but in audio version, because I can listen to it while I bake at work.
Fair.
Yay! 3 hours
Yay.
of listening every workday. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Man, if I could listen to that kind of stuff at work, it'd be great. But I have to talk to too many people.
Yeah. I know. This morning my coworkers are like, did something happen? Are you okay? And I'm like, no, just really good book and no good stopping point. That's the only reason I wasn't very, talkative today.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, that's fair. I'm like, yep, that's it.
That is fair. That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
All
Would you
right.
mind passing me my water behind you too?
Are we ready to get into it?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
We spent a half hour kind of.
That's totally fine. So, talking about why fed is best.
Yes.
Not which way it's fed. We're going to talk about it, but why fed is best. And I think we'll talk about the biggest thing first about booby fed versus formula fed. You haven't done anything yet.
No.
You only did, well, both, but mainly formula.
Yeah.
My kids were one of each. So there's a lot of stuff like, I don't know how much you guys
Please don't scratch
like
me.
have, I don't know how much you've experienced it or even you, but when I first had Kachan or had that thing, I did not mean to call my child a thing. When I first found out I was pregnant and stuff, there's a lot of research, and it still goes back to about like this big preconception that if your kid's not like breastfed, they're not going to hit milestones, they won't be as smart, they won't, like all of these things that are so negative towards it. And there's such a huge like stipulation for it. And it turned out
Go away.
that I had total plan to breastfeed Kachan, of which I did. But my supply cut after 3 months, and Kachan hated latching. Like, hated it. Couldn't do it, didn't like it, preferred the bottle. And so he was mainly formula fed. And unsensitive formula to boot. Deku, however, was a booby baby. And I had a supply all the way up until even about a month ago. Like, still. Like, just still producing. Even like a drop, you know? So, I think it would be good before I, like, completely talk about my stuff to talk about yours.
Yeah.
I think that would be a good starting point.
So for my kiddo, we planned to be breastfed. That was the original plan. It did not stick out that way. So he was rather tiny when he was first born, only about 5 pounds, due to a variety of reasons. But because of that, he couldn't regulate his blood sugars very well. So even though I had a supply when he was first born, nothing was keeping his blood sugars regulated until we tried formula. And that's why he finally got regulated. And anytime I tried to switch him back, he would have tummy upset issues and stuff like that. And then, like my supply, I was an overproducer when he was first born. And then by like 3-4 months, it was just gone. So I, just one of those situations. But then talking to my mom, I found out that she was also an overproducer right away. And then it didn't last very long. So it's probably hereditary, because I've heard that your supply can also be a hereditary thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't heard that.
Yeah.
My mom only made it to 6 weeks with both me and my sister.
Yeah.
I don't know how we made it with her kid and my second kid. I don't know, but yeah.
So my kiddo just ended up staying on formula because it's what he did best on. And,
Which, I mean, at the end of the day, that's the most important part, right?
Right.
Like that
although it was,
whatever they're able to, I mean,
it was a difficult time frame to be on formula, though.
You
That's
were in the
true.
middle of the formula shortage and everything.
And by the time the formula shortage started, my supply was completely gone.
Yeah.
So it was like, that was the end of that. So
It was like you only have the choice to use formula at that point,
it
but
was, yeah.
because otherwise you would have had to try and find someone else to supply milk, and then that gets kind of complicated too, from what I've heard.
I will say that, like, because I was able to breastfeed, it is a completely different experience since I've experienced both. It's a different kind of bonding situation.
See,
it's
I
totally
liked that portion of it, and I wanted to keep it going longer, but, because everybody likes baby snuggles.
Right.
But it just didn't work.
Everybody likes booby snuggles.
No, baby snuggles.
I thought you said booby
No,
snuggles.
baby.
Sorry. I thought you said booby.
I mean,
baby.
I mean, yes.
there's. I mean, I haven't met very many people that don't like booby
Don't
snuggles.
like booby snuggles.
I think even the gay men that I've met like booby snuggles.
I know.
So it's just everybody really likes booby snuggles.
Yeah. And I think the next topic is talking about stopping and stuff like that. But like, I think that's why it was so hard for me and Kachan because I did everything to like boost my supply. Like everything. I tried
that too. Like
I did the coffees, the cookies. I like over pumped. I did like my best, and it's like the hot chocolates, you know. And the thing is like they don't realize like how emotional like that separation is. Like no one knows unless you've been through it. Like you feel, or at least I did. I felt like such a failure for not being able to reduce. Like granted, like Kachan got fed. He was great. He did awesome. But you yourself as a new mom felt like such a failure.
Well, it's like the same idea for like women who experience like miscarriages. It's, you know, the thought process ends up being like, oh, well, like this should be a normal, easy thing for my body to do, but it's not doing it. And then it's like, well, am I a failure? Is it my body that's like the fault?
No, it's just, it's a hard process for anyone's body. And the fact that we make it through them is insane.
I know I honestly will probably have a hard time if I'm not able to produce the way that I want for little Sylveon, because just like, I mean, I understand at the end of the day, I'm trying to like prepare myself for the fact that you may have to go to formula. It just may be the thing.
I have two friends who also had to do that.
Yeah.
So you've got a good support.
I will say the one good thing about stopping breastfeeding, Kachan, was sleep. But the second best is I stopped right as I was going back to work. Like right there. So I didn't have to pump at work. So my boobs didn't feel huge and heavy and sore while I was working. So that was the good thing about it. And I got to sleep more.
I mean, they still wake up for food, but
Kachan was also just colic, so he just woke up whenever he wanted to.
But it's one of those situations where, like, instead of only you can get up, it's you can share the burden of one of us gets up and the other one doesn't.
Although it sucked giving up, there was a lot of positives that still, like, came with.
Exclusively breastfeeding is very hard.
Well, that's the other thing, too, that I've read into a lot as well. Like, if we're talking just on, like, the breast milk side of it, there's also women who exclusively breastfeed from the breast, don't pump, none of it. And then there's women who exclusively pump and they won't do any sort of, like, feeding from the breast or anything like that.
I don't know how they do that.
I don't know either, but I've definitely read it in some of, like, the mom groups that I've been in. Because it, you know, it just pops up. But like for me, like I'm just kind of like I kind of feel like I want to do a mix of both. Ideally,
it's probably for the better.
Yeah.
From my understanding, but then also like.
Because I've heard the big problem with exclusive breastfeeding is that you end up dealing with sometimes with like cluster feeds and stuff like that a lot.
Yeah.
So, Deku.
Also, if you get them to take a bottle, you don't have to be there for every feed. So when you do go back to work, then somebody else can feed your kiddo while you're gone, like your babysitter, caregiver, what have you.
Deku was a booby baby. A hardcore booby baby. Okay. This kid also co-slept with us. So, although I really enjoyed the bonding, and I think to this day that's why Deku is very much attached to me, versus Kachan is very much attached to his dad, which is totally fine. But Deku ended up starting to cluster feed, and I had a decent supply, and it was okay. When I went back to work, though, we had trouble because Deku hated bottles. We had to go through 3 different or 4 different kinds of bottles before we found one that he actually liked. That's the other problem. Is like bottles cost a lot, so you would think that if I buy this one bottle, it'll be fine. Nope, not the case, because your kid may not want it. We had to get. I had 3 or 4 different types of bottles already from Kachan. I couldn't use any of those. I had to go out and get a completely different type when we had to send him to daycare. And he's still cluster fed. That kid was attached to my tit every single night for 14 months. We didn't kick him out till about 14 months. And that's because my supply also started going down. And I got to the point where I told my partner, I'm like, I am losing my mind because no matter how much I tried to like hand him off to my partner and have him sleep with him, within 10 minutes was back. And I ended up falling asleep. My shirt was like all the way up to my head and both my tits were out and he was attached to one of them. And if he wiggled, I'd just rotate him to the other one. Learn to separate if you ever do that, it's awesome, but you will go insane if you don't learn to separate like I did. It's just...
And also just being able to give a bottle from a patient.
Yeah.
So, like, you can take a shower.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
Baby's hungry, but you still have stuff in, that they can eat, and then you can get clean.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, I hate to say it, but as a mom, getting a shower in can be hard, especially in the first days.
Ugh, yeah. Those are hard.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah, I fully expect to live in, like, just, like, a nightgown.
Oh, yeah.
For, like, the first, probably month. Like...
Towards the end of my pregnancy and for the first little while after giving birth, I was like, waistbands are the devil. I don't want any waistbands. No, no thank you.
I wore shorts and my partner's t-shirts.
I'm not gonna lie, I hate wearing pants already, so that's why I figured nightgowns are gonna be my thing.
Yeah, if I could wear a dress or a nightgown, I would.
Or also, I recommend, I already got one on, but I'm not going to flash, but the breastfeeding bras.
Yeah. I'm currently also wearing, this one's specifically a nursing bra.
Or a nursing bra,
This one doesn't do anything for pumping, which
No,
is
not
great.
for pumping, but the nursing ones, those are fun.
Yeah. I want to get some pumping bras,
you
too.
You should, because it makes it so much nicer when I tried without
just so they can be hands-free, because I can't imagine sitting with my hands next to me.
I didn't realize that they were a thing for a while until, a little ways into it, and then I got one. I'm like, oh my god, this is great. And then shortly after, my supply just went.
The two nursing bras I got on clearance, so I think it was mostly like I was just
They're
like
super comfy. I'm still wearing them, and I'm not nursing.
Yeah.
So
I just liked the idea. I like sports bras most of the time. I don't tend to like wearing bras with hooks in the back.
No.
So I mean, this one does, but I also had the extender. I don't have the extender on because I don't need it right now. But when my boobs get bigger, I probably will, because I'm starting to get to the point where I should be getting a little bit bigger now.
Your colostrum and stuff will come in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because they say that you should have, like at this point, I should already be producing colostrum, which I can tell because my breasts definitely feel heavier to me than they did before. Like, I mean, even like my husband, and this might be slightly TMI for some people, but even my husband's come in and he's been like, wow, they're bigger. I'm like, yes.
I think that's the one thing my partner enjoyed about both my pregnancies. My boobs got huge. Like, just freaking massive.
It doesn't stay, though.
No, I have pancakes now. He calls them pancakes.
And see, that's also part of the reason why I said one day I want to have a breast reduction, but I'm going to wait till I'm done.
You should wait. I
was like, I'm going to wait till I'm done.
Because it'll probably do it itself.
Well, even if it doesn't reduce, at least then at that point I can do a lift for myself too at the same time. Just get it all done.
Just get it all together. Yeah. I think with breastfeeding too, the idea of like the pumping, like you said, that's a big thing. And especially like at work, make sure you get your time to pump and fight for your time to pump. Because one of the bosses when I still worked there got in big trouble for not letting me pump, like massive amount of trouble. So always defend your right to pump. That's what I'll say.
Well, and thankfully,
isn't it legal that you have
it
to
is.
It's a legal right.
It's a legal right that we have to stop whatever time we need to. There's no specified time when we need to, and we are allowed to. They have to provide a private room for us to do it. So,
which thankfully, like my location that
and we can't be docked pay either for it.
Yeah.
Well, and like my location that I've been at, they've done or at least my home location since I work between two.
Yep.
They've been really good with everybody that I've seen before being pregnant, like about really respecting that nursing time. So I'm not too worried about that. Plus my new practice manager, because it sounds like she might be staying with us full time, which is
nice.
going to be great. But she would 100%, she would push for people to respect that. But I am still at this point looking to see about doing like a remote job, in which case the nice thing would be it wouldn't even matter, because the remote style job that I'm been looking at would be something where I'm just mostly sitting there typing. I don't have to be on a screen like with a video, so like I could just sit at my computer typing while I'm pumping right then and there. I could have a baby latched and still be typing, you know, which would be nice. So I'm hoping that I can actually get that, but I think it would just make my life easier.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And I think that goes back to like when to stop. Like Deku, it got to the point where I was like going absolute mad. He wasn't getting enough, and the feedings were going way too long, and I was just like, we like pulled the plug on a lot of stuff. We kicked him out of our bed, and I stopped nursing. He got down to like one feed, and we kicked him out of our bed just because neither one of us could sleep. Mainly me, but we couldn't sleep either.
I had a harder time sleeping after I kicked my kiddo out.
Oh, I did too, but
I didn't even kick him out. He decided on his own.
Nope, I had to like evict Deku out of the bed.
This actually brings up kind of a funny point. So I met up with some of my family yesterday, and for like, I don't remember how we got on the topic, but I ended up mentioning like that I got like a bassinet really cheap at Walmart, because I got it for like $21, which is great. And my grandpa for some reason could not remember what a bassinet was, so we explained it, and I was like, oh yeah, because they recommend for the first 6 months that you have them in your room in a bassinet instead of being in the crib. And my grandpa was like, they're doing that again? Because apparently back when my mom and like, you know, all her siblings were young, my aunt, she had a congenital heart problem when she was born, and the pediatrician at the time was like, get her out of your room, don't have her in there. Like, they're like, because then you guys don't sleep. Be in a room nearby, but she does not need to be in your room. And I was like, that seems
comfortable with
odd.
That.
I feel like at least when in like the first 8 weeks, you know, because that's where they're talking about like a lot of the early breastfeeding. Beyond that point, they're not considered a newborn anymore. But like, I don't know. Like, I feel like she's going to probably be in our room for a little while.
Yeah.
But,
I think bassinet is a great idea, and I think that's great. Kachan, I almost said his name. Kachan.
Okay. I've messed up a couple times.
Yeah. Kachan did okay with the bassinet next to us. He was also partially a co-sleeper, but he also got to the point where he, like Naruto, like kicked himself out.
That just happened last summer for us. It took a while.
Which is totally fine. Yeah, and we kept trying with Deku, but he just wouldn't do it. And the problem obviously is like SIDS is a problem if you sleep with them.
Yeah.
And
it's
like
definitely not
rolling
recommended.
over. It's not recommended. And I personally don't recommend it either. Like it just happened to be that way. Get one of those outlet things that are wrapped around their foot and their toe.
I looked at those, and then like I saw some like really bad reviews about it, like them kicking them off all the time and all those things.
The only thing we had is that it kept going off when it didn't need to go off.
That was another thing that I saw too, is that like it would just like go off for like the slightest thing, and the baby was fine, and so it was like, oh, you know, they're, you know, it's more trouble than it's really worth, was the other thing.
Right. And the bassinet is good, especially if it's your first kid and stuff, because they're right there.
Yeah.
You're gonna wake up every hour anyway to go like, are you breathing?
Yeah.
You know, it's
that's
gonna happen.
One nice thing is the bassinet that I have, it's not like too terribly tall, so I think it should be enough where she's not gonna be like on the bed, but it rolls so I can put her right next to the bed, and it locks there and everything. It has like a little rocker on it too, as well as music, which is great. It also fits my whole theme for her because it's got 2 little star squishies hanging down, which I was like, totally not intentional, because I was like, I'm putting a theme in the nursery, but I don't care as much about everywhere else. But like at the end of the day, it was kind of cute that it does actually fit. So, and it's fairly portable, honestly. I mean, I wouldn't be able to break it down super nicely for like taking on a big trip, but it's at least, I can, if I want to put her down for like a nap and I want to be in the living room and I want to see her, at least then, she could, like, I can roll that all the way out there. And it's
that's what pack and plays are for.
Yeah.
Or those round pillows. My kids slept on those.
Yeah. I've seen quite a few of those, but I've yet to get one.
Yep.
So, but at this point, I'm also trying not to buy a ton more things to like save it for my baby shower.
Yep.
Since that's coming up, in just
and then you can complete
just 2 months actually.
When?
Because it's my mom plans on hosting it on Saturday, April 13th.
Okay.
So
Okay.
and so I need to they're working on like the invitations I think right now, so like I just need to give her like your guys' addresses so she can send them over. But my mom has food picked out, she's got a bunch of decorations picked out, and like she even showed me yesterday, she bought they're on Amazon, but they're tiny pink like glass plastic pacifiers. Aww. And they come in 2 different sizes, so she's going to use those to decorate the tables. Nice. This woman also got a balloon arch, which I was like, ma'am, you did not need to get a balloon arch for this, but we have a balloon arch. The plates and napkins all have like a particular they all say like twinkle twinkle little star, and they're pink.
Yep.
And then there's also there's going to be like a scratch off card game for like prizes.
Should do a diaper party.
I haven't.
So that's what my husband just suggested, is that if you have a baby shower, have Zach do a diaper party.
Okay.
He hangs out with all the guys, but the toll is they have to bring a box of diapers or wipes.
See, we just kind of figured we'd do something similar to like what we did for like our bachelorette, where it's just like anyone, like any gender. We don't. It doesn't need to be all women coming. Yeah. Like, it can be the men. It can be the women. Like whatever.
Nice, yeah.
Like so, it's like a fully
ask them to bring
thing.
Diapers.
Well, see, I didn't really think about the diaper part because, and this we can go into, I guess, in a future episode if we want. But my intent right now and my goal is to
I just remembered that
cloth diaper, and we can again
ask them to bring cloth diapers.
Yeah. Which I certainly can. Yeah. But because cloth diapers can be up front, they're a little bit more expensive, obviously, because it's not just like a bunch of essentially paper,
Right. It's something that I was interested in, but when we first had Naruto, we lived in an apartment, and it was like $3-4 a load of laundry, and that was on a different floor, and then to do laundry, I would load it into the
We lived
stroller.
in a basement, so
well, and thankfully for like me right now, where I'm living, we have a combined like washer and dryer unit. I mean, it doesn't dry the best. Like, I mean, the best you can get to is like the it's like slightly damp still.
Get down.
So like the clothes will be like slightly damp still, and then I just hang dry them from there. So like I at least have that, and I don't have to really worry because utilities are wrapped in my rent, so I don't have to worry about the price of the actual washing or drying or anything like that. But if there's something that I do want to have like a big, little more heavy duty washer dry kind of thing, then we usually take them down to the washers and dryers that are in the building, because they just are a little bit, I mean, they're better at drying
heavy
for
duty.
one. Yeah. They're a bit more heavy duty. I mean, mine certainly does a pretty decent job, but like when we wash like comforters, we don't do those in the apartment ever.
Yeah, no.
So they go down to the washing machines and the dryers, and ours are like $2.25 per a load in each one.
Okay.
So it's not the cheapest thing either.
Still.
I think it gets up to like actually $2.75 for the bulky ones, but we don't use it very often.
That'd be fun though.
I texted the upstairs to feed the cat so she quits jumping on me.
Yeah, go get fed.
Yeah.
Go get food.
From the peanut gallery, the tiny little meow, and then they go running.
Summoned.
I told you that's what she wanted.
I think besides like breastfeeding, it's talking about like actual food.
Actual food, yeah.
So Kachan was different. Kachan, so the thing that they always tell you is 6 months is the thing. But what many doctors don't tell you, and mine did, your kid will also tell you when they're ready. Kachan started eating at 4 months. He was ready. Like the formula was not enough. He was like so hungry and so interested in our food. He started eating at like 4 months and like the mushy stuff. But yeah, 6 months, and then obviously you still wait to give him like cow's milk 1 year.
Yeah.
So I think that's a
always
good
follow
thing.
your doctor's recommendations too.
Yep.
They'll give you good
Thankfully,
advice.
like, we don't keep around cow's milk anyway, just because,
Yeah.
you know, both Zach and I are not, like, the biggest milk fans. So, like, you know, we're not just, like, going and having a glass of milk all the time. So, like, whenever we got even, like, half gallons of milk, like, we wouldn't drink through them always before,
We
like, they
go
went
through
bad.
3 gallons of milk a week.
Yeah. We did not do that.
We
And almond milk
used
keeps
to.
longer.
Yep, no.
So-
We
All
used
of my
to.
boys drink whole milk. I drink skim milk. I don't drink whole milk, so we go through 3. I
Mm-hmm.
probably go through mine in like 2 or 3 weeks, but those guys, both gallons in a week.
Yeah,
Easy.
we do unsweetened original almond milk is our thing. And it's just because, again, almond milk was kind of super beneficial just because of the fact that, like, we don't drink milk so much. And it does stay longer in the fridge, like several weeks longer than regular milk does, which is great. But then, like, the unsweetened stuff kind of really came into play when I had a pre-diabetes scare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple years ago, and so then it was like keep the sugars lower, so have unsweetened at least
Yep.
Yeah.
if you're gonna drink it. Because then, like, you know, if I have cereal, like between the actual cereal and the milk, it was like that's a huge carb load.
Yep. True.
So
True.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
at our house, my kiddo drinks the Ripple brand unsweetened milk.
I don't know.
Ripple. It's like milk.
Pea.
Like, made out of peas.
Thank you
Yeah.
for clarifying.
Yeah.
I have never
peas.
seen that, to be honest.
No, it's Ripple brand. The reason I got that one was
I've seen the banana milk, but I've not seen pea milk.
No, yeah, it's made out of peas. So it's like almond milk or oat milk, but different, source.
Right.
But it has the least
I mean, I'm
amount
sure
of
it's similar to
sugar
soy.
about than all of the alternatives. But he was having an issue with the protein of cow's milk because it was making him constipated. If you're having an issue with the lactose in cow's milk,
You get
then
diarrhea.
you get diarrhea. But if you're having a problem with the protein, then you get constipation. But the reason they don't typically recommend trying soy milk at first is because soy protein is very similar to cow protein. So some people who have issues with the cow's milk protein will still have an issue with the soy proteins. So I picked out this one, and he's doing pretty good on it.
That's good.
Our tummy troubles have evened out.
Nice.
So we just might have an issue with that. He still eats cheese on occasion and, likes yogurt, but we were getting to like an obsession point with milk too, where he would forego dinner to then ask for 4 cups of milk at bedtime.
Jeez.
Oh my goodness.
And and then that was not helping anything. It was a vicious cycle because his tummy hurt because he wasn't going. So he didn't want to eat dinner, but he was still hungry. So then he would ask for a bunch of milk and then just keep putting it away. And then, it would just get worse.
On things like liquids, just they don't fill your stomach for very long. So it's always like, sir.
Right.
That's healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we got it all figured out. As soon as we switched and we got him to take the new milk, then it worked out well.
I think that's important with like the liquids and stuff because Kachan has a medical condition that we like need to make sure that he's like hydrated.
Yeah.
Like we need to make sure like if this kid asks for like it's not before bed because he has wetting issues, but if he asks like he wants water or milk or something, here you go. And he has to finish his milk and or water before like he leaves his spot. So we know that he's hydrated because if he doesn't, then he can have like some serious medical issues. So, and I think that goes back to like what we will touch on next is like feeding your toddlers is a pain in the ass. Strive for balance, but settle for full. Like at that point, like I try to give my kids like a whole mix of like stuff that is balanced. They're not going to eat all of that shit.
Oh, God,
No,
I
but at the end
always
of the day...
offer what's at dinner, but
Right.
also still foods that I know he'll eat.
Right. So, yeah, my kids eat hot dogs, chicken nuggets, and, french fries and stuff. But they're both healthy kids. They're active and moving. So at the end of the day, if you're full and you're not hungry, golden. Awesome. I'm not going to argue.
A favorite meal in our house is, like, the applesauce pouches.
Yeah.
We usually get the ones that have vegetables
The veggies in it.
hidden veggies. He actually prefers those over regular applesauce, which I'm okay with.
Yeah.
But an applesauce packet, some green beans, and chicken nuggets.
Nice.
But he won't eat plain chicken. Chicken nuggets or bust. He'll eat like the chicken fries out of Aldi's or Dino chicken nuggets or regular chicken nuggets, but if you cut up just plain chicken, for some reason he won't touch it.
That's hilarious.
And he doesn't like fish, which
Man, I'm not gonna lie, breaded chicken has a great flavor
It's
to it,
great.
so I
It does.
can't really
But
blame
he won't
him.
even try it. He'll just look at it and go, bleh. And then, yeah, that's what he says to things that he doesn't want to even try, is just bleh.
I think both my kids have like that texture thing I have with food, because there's some things that they just won't touch, like at all. Like Carter, Kachan hates like mashed potatoes. He is not a fan, not a fan. Unless I like absolutely like give it into his mouth, then he'll eat it because he'll realize, oh, this tastes good. The texture's weird, but I'll eat it. So
I have a texture problem with some things, but surprisingly, I feel like, I don't know, there's a lot of things with different textures that I've gotten better at eating as an adult.
There's very few things that I have a texture issue with, and my main one is yogurt. Unless there's like berries and granola and things mixed in it, I can't eat yogurt. I love the flavor, but I can't get over the texture. It makes me want to herb.
I don't like crumble texture. So like crumbly biscuits or like pie, especially pie. It's a weird one, but I can't do
But
that.
then, like, what
crumble.
about like cheesecake with like the
I won't eat the bottom. Cheesecake Factory's okay because it's kind of mushy and it's not as drying out. I think it's the fact that because like crumble textures tend to dry out your mouth,
Oh, fair.
and that I don't like that. But yeah. And anything of a white consistency, I will not eat. For the reason you made all of those faces. For that exact reason.
I struggle with hummus. If it's really well blended down, like, and it's
I
nice
wouldn't
and smooth,
that.
then I'm okay. But if it's like slightly more chunky hummus, then I struggle trying to eat that. It's also why I struggle with avocado. I don't have a problem with cottage cheese.
See, I don't like the flavor of cottage cheese, and the texture freaks me out. But then tapioca, the only time I've ever actually liked it was when my mom made it from scratch. At which point, it's different.
I don't like avocado.
I love avocado.
I cannot do avocado.
I have tried several times, but
If
I
it's
can't.
in something else to the point where I don't notice it as much, it's fine. Like I
In
can eat avocado in
I
sushi.
can do avocado, but everything else
But there's
I
a
can't
lot
do.
of other textures around
Right.
it that masks it well.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And it's not even just the texture of avocado. I don't like the taste.
Oh, I just
Yeah.
love
Taste either.
avocado.
I'm not the hugest fan of taste either. But like, you know, like I really love Philadelphia rolls, and those have cream cheese, and I love cream cheese. So the cream cheese kind of like overlays the, you know, the taste and the
Oh, I
texture
will be
for me.
that millennial and say that I like avocado toast with eggs. I do.
You're
I
such
hate
a
it.
foodie.
I'm such a
I just
foodie.
I just loved when they came out and were like, "Oh, millennials need to stop eating avocado toast," and I was like, "I've never eaten it."
Never eaten it.
So
Okay, so
Also,
when it first came out, I
that's not
tried
the
like actual
problem at
avocados,
hand.
and I was like, no.
Okay, but here's the thing though. Avocado toast isn't the actual problem at
No.
hand.
Yeah.
it's not.
It's
But I
really
thought
not.
it was funny. Like,
It
I mean,
was
I
funny.
understand like the idea is that avocados are more expensive. They're one of the more expensive food options that you can get.
Is it a fruit?
I think
It is.
Yeah,
It's a
fruit.
fruit.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's one of the more expensive fruit things you can get, and it goes bad quickly
It does.
comparatively to a lot of
That's
other
true.
fruit. So like as a result, it's like again the price is just higher to have good fresh avocado.
But the price is
But-
higher to have good fresh produce
True.
in general.
In
Yeah.
general.
Mhm.
I'm
Like,
a
fresh
big produce
produce
person.
Is hard.
It is.
That's part of the reason why I would love to be able to get into a house where I can grow a lot of my own stuff
Oh,
again.
I'm
that
growing
was-
this year.
That
I'm
was the
growing
thing
this
I
year.
asked for my birthday. Is I got a raised garden bed to start my
I got
own
one from
veggie garden.
I got one from Tyler's uncle.
Oh,
Yeah.
That was my my birthday gift.
Nice.
From Nick. Was
I'm
a
gonna
raised garden
grow
bed.
all of the veggies for my lizard,
Ooh.
so we don't have to buy it.
Yeah,
Like
that'd be nice.
I would
Nice.
love to like do stuff for like our kids, but I already freeze his stuff, so like I buy it, I make it into muffin tins and chop it up, and then I just unfreeze the pucks when I need to feed him. So I'm not buying produce every week that goes bad.
Yeah.
So I want to have the garden where I can actually like grow the plants that he needs, like in abundance, make the pucks, and just have them so I don't have to go like purchase them hopefully during the winter. Maybe once I'll have to, and that's
Yeah.
it. I think
That
would
would be
great.
so nice. Well, and honestly, like I found some tips and tricks for keeping like produce longer too. Like I've seen a lot of
It's
people.
expensive.
I just started buying all the frozen stuff, and we
yeah.
have a food saver. Like I bought frozen berries. My kids, I thought they were gonna love it. They love the frozen berries, frozen veggies. I was like, great, awesome.
Well,
we used
here's
our
also
food
the
saver and
thing.
just chopped it all up.
They freeze them at like the peak of readiness.
Right.
So, you know, everybody's like, oh, but it's not that as good. No, they
Or-
freeze
or,
them
I mean,
at
there's
the peak of readiness.
Potentially some slight nutrition loss, but it's
But
not like
it's
enough. It's not like you're
not
losing
significant enough.
half the nutrition from that.
I'd rather have a slight nutrition loss and have a freezer stocked full of ready to eat, you know, fruits and veggies than spend all of my money on fresh produce and get through maybe half of it. Because that has happened.
We do one bulk shop at the business center in Costco to do all this. We do our like meats and our produce. And it has lasted us all the way. We did it in either March or April last year. We are now at the bottom of our deep freeze. We haven't had to buy like anything unless we wanted it.
See, that's the hard part for Zach and I being in the apartment.
Right,
We don't
right.
have any sort of
deep freeze,
deep
or
freeze to
anything.
keep any of these things. So
See,
like,
I want to get a chest freezer.
You should.
I know.
It's great. We
I
love
want to
it.
put it right here.
That would be great. Yeah.
And then, because, you know, it's a good spot. But then I can go and get, like, bulk things. And my freezer, you've seen it up there. It's almost impossible to put one frozen pizza in that freezer. So, like...
well, yeah, because you've got the side-by-side.
I've got the side-by-side, but the freezer is really small. Because
Yeah.
it's not like a, you know, full size on both sides. It's a full-size fridge with, like, a half-size freezer.
Yeah.
So then you try and put a pizza in there, and you have to finagle it in there, and then you just basically are leaving it in there till you cook it that night for dinner.
We're going to get another one. Not a chest freezer, but there's like a deep freeze, but it's standing up.
Ooh,
So the nice thing about the deep freeze is it's big, but you can't like move shit and
Oh yeah,
find
the
it.
stuff that are like
So-
way on the bottom. 'Cause,
Right.
Like, I grew
So
up with
we're
one.
going to get one when, I think in April, hopefully sooner than that, but it's going to be an actual fridge size one where you open it and it has shelves in it to deep freeze.
Oh,
Yeah.
that would be nice.
What are you doing with the old one? Keep them both?
Still keep them both. Yeah, no, we have a fridge outside. Well, we had to take everything inside because obviously the temperature regulation of where we live, we had to take everything inside. And we still have the deep freeze in our fridge inside, so we'll have 4 places to put stuff.
Honestly,
I just got the one, man.
I love when I go
have-
up to Zach's parents because they have 3 fridges, like full-size fridges. Because there's, well, actually, the main one in the kitchen is like a double, like it's a big, like thick.
I want one
Fridge.
of those, but my kitchen's not big enough. For
Then
Oh,
they
mine has
have-
like a built-in cubby for the fridge, and there's not space.
I would have to like take out part of my counter to get a bigger fridge.
Well, they have that one in the main part, and then in their pantry they have another fridge in
in
there.
the pantry.
In the pantry, yes. So they have a whole nother fridge there, and then there's another fridge in their garage.
Nice.
And that's oftentimes where they'll end up keeping, like, because they occasionally have, like, friends who will, like, butcher up meat, and they'll just, like, give them a bunch, which
Yep.
is how Zach and I actually have some steaks in our freezer that we were, like,
Okay.
I mean, I'd love to be able to grill steaks, but I don't have a
a
grill in the apartment, and we can't keep one, so...
You can bring it over here. We
Yeah.
got a grill.
Yeah, we...
Just don't melt the siding.
Well, you know, that's usually not what
we
I
have
want
a
to do.
smoker if you want to bring them over.
So I
Smoke
mean,
it.
like, it's just like
You have
one of those
access.
things. But like, yeah, we don't have a whole lot of space. And when it comes to like growing for like us too, like we have the deck, but the last time that we grew on our deck, the squirrels destroyed it.
You should get the chicken wire around your deck.
That's what
Well,
I
see,
plan on doing for my garden is a chicken wire thing, because I have that little bog planter that I made with all my carnivorous plants, you know? The first year I tried to do it, the squirrels dug up my plant so many times that they just eventually died.
Well,
No
the
matter how hard
problem
I
for us
I have
ends
a
up
lot of
being
chicken wire if you need some.
Yeah,
I
I'll
have a
take
whole
some.
I have a whole roll of
there
chicken wire.
is like essentially like chicken wire around the fencing part of ours.
Yeah.
But the problem is because the outside of our building is all like essentially like the rock and cement kind of thing, the squirrels climb that and they will climb up and over, and they've gotten in. Like we had a really great cucumber plant, and they weren't like actually like destroying the leaves or the the actual cucumbers. No, that summer was hot, so they were rolling and digging in the dirt.
Oh my god.
And so with them doing that, then
really big carnivorous plants. I wish.
ultimately then what happened with that one is it killed off the plant because it destroyed the roots. So like it
You
wasn't
need
even
to come
like
to
that.
my dad's house and we'll just go get
I
some.
know.
We'll just go out to the backyard and go grab
I
some.
want to make a second bog planter because I'm crazy and they make me happy, and I have extra dirt.
He only has traps. He doesn't have any pictures though. Only traps.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, there's 3
My
traps
mom
in
has
mine.
pictures though.
There's 3 traps and 1 pitcher, and I want to get another pitcher in my bog planter.
My mom has some pictures. So
Oh, I'm being summoned. I'll be right back.
bye. So
Yeah. I want to be able to grow a lot of my own stuff again, because like I like actually what I've started doing, because I've always had a sweet tooth for like ice cream, but what I've started doing a lot recently is getting those little like cups where it's like little cut up frozen fruit.
oh yeah.
And like it's like wild blueberries and stuff like that in there, and sometimes there'll be like little yogurt beads. So it's kind of like having Dippin' Dots, but they're fruit.
That would be great.
It's all fruit,
That
and
would
I
be great.
love it. It's
What?
delicious. Like those little like fruit cups that are kind of like Dippin' Dots because they're frozen and they're like little cups of fruit. I love eating those. And it's so much better for me than eating ice cream. And I'd love to be able to grow my own fruit and just make it myself, because it wouldn't be that hard,
Right.
to do it. I mean, the little yogurt balls, yes, but like if I'm just doing fruit, that's not hard at all. But I don't have the ability to really grow
Yeah.
on my deck. I'd have to like find a way to
Find
literally
a community
like
garden.
yeah, I guess I don't know where there is one nearby. I might have to look for
Google.
one,
Yeah.
but yeah.
I don't know. I've got my little, in my courtyard, I've got my little section that's going to be like flowers and stuff, because
Nice.
I like all the pollinators that get attracted to that.
Right.
Plus there's some fun flowers I want to put in there. And then on the side where it's supposed to be, what came with my yard was a herb garden,
Yeah.
but it's literally just one ginormous oregano plant that takes over and one ginormous mint plant that takes over, and nothing else. There's nothing else
Well,
growing
I'll
in there.
take some of it.
Well,
when
I'm
it,
gonna
like-
put a raised bed over
Gotcha.
it,
Gotcha.
and then from there I'm gonna plant all my veggies.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Because I chopped those things
Down.
back, and they just like, so they start out like this big, and then I would chop it back and chop it back and chop it back, and it was just spreading so bad.
Our house is like surrounded by a menagerie of plants. I don't even our house is 102 years old. Based on whoever decided to plant all of these things around it, it is such a mess. I have like trumpet plants on one side, irises on the other. There's a milkweed plant on the back corner. It is such a mess.
Milkweed,
I
though.
keep those. I keep
Yeah,
those.
I just love when there's milkweed, because
Yeah.
like it's not like a common thing for people to
Yeah.
plant.
Oh, I had a couple monarchs
But,
this
yeah.
year. That was cool. And I sent the seeds to my parents and my sister so that they could have it. But my husband really doesn't like having the stuff around it, because it can mess with our foundation and stuff, and our foundation isn't the greatest. So we're going to, I don't know when, hopefully soon, rip everything from around it and replace it with rocks, which is fine.
That makes sense.
I would like small bushes to kind of like separate the rocks so it doesn't look so naked around it.
Well, I mean, you can even do like hostas. Like, I mean, those
I
are
hate
very
hostas. That's
Oh,
not
okay.
happening.
Well, then no,
I
you don't need to.
appreciate the
But, like,
suggestion, but I
Did
hate
you know these
hostas.
are edible?
I know that they are, but I hate them.
I mean, just
I
the
have
nice
an
thing is like,
obnoxious hatred towards those plants because my parents always had hostas, and I had to take
yeah.
care of them. I had to I don't know if they do it up here, but you can like shred Irish Spring to keep away like deer and stuff from eating your hostas. And I spent days and hours shredding Irish Spring.
Okay, I want to see
That's
a deer get into my courtyard because 1, that would be terrifying, and 2, would be kind of hilarious.
I just suggested hostas because I know that they grow well without necessarily, and like there are a lot of ground coverage without necessarily being damaging to like the foundation.
That is
Was
true.
the
I
only
do have
reason.
one hosta already there that I hate. And my neighbor, before we moved in, she's like, I stole one. I was like, you can take the other.
Yeah.
I don't want it.
Like, here you go.
It's like,
I
please.
don't want it
I
here.
totally think they're great, but I hate them.
Yeah. That's understandable. I've never done the Irish Spring thing, though, to be honest.
Maybe it's a southern thing, but I
I've heard
hated
of
it.
but I haven't had to do it.
Might have something to do with the fact that it's warmer for longer down there, too. Like,
Yeah.
because I feel like, you know, the deer that I've always seen growing up, because I lived right next to a creek, too.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, they would walk through there all the time. But at the same time, like, they never, like, killed off any of the hostas that we had.
Yeah.
And we never did the Irish Spring.
Yeah,
so.
they're an awful plant.
Yeah.
But I think that just all around with the feeding and stuff. Feed yourself when you are pregnant, please.
Oh,
and
yes.
when you're not.
Yes.
Like, seriously.
I have, I'm a little bit naughty sometimes. In general, like, when I have days off, I don't always get up and, like, this was even pre-pregnancy a problem, right? So, like, I don't always get up right away and, like, eat. So, like, oftentimes I would skip breakfast and wouldn't eat anything until lunch because I'd just sit there cuddling with my cats.
Yeah.
And even if I was a little bit hungry, like, it wasn't a big deal.
I feel like I'm very bad at telling you that and shouldn't give you that advice because I don't do it myself. But remember to feed yourself.
Yeah.
Well,
I got up.
especially if you're feeding baby, you can't
Yeah.
feed baby if you
True.
don't feed yourself.
That's true.
So think of it that way.
Yeah. I got up this morning and I made scrambled eggs for Zach and I.
Nice.
And I had some asparagus and toast and yogurt with that. I was like, this was like I was like, this is a good meal. It was balanced. It got everything. I was like,
We went out for breakfast. Normally I work on Sundays till noon, but I was put on a baking shift instead of a barista shift. So I got out whenever I was done, which was around like 8:30ish.
oh, that's nice.
So then I got home and my boys have a Sunday tradition of going out for breakfast every Sunday, and then they come visit me at work afterwards. Well, this Sunday I got to go with them
Yay.
for the breakfast, and then we still went to my job and picked up a cookie for the boy, but you know.
I had lunch. I didn't have breakfast, though.
Oh, I had breakfast, but I have not had lunch. So
I had lunch.
we're doing great.
I had
had
mine
coffee.
was kind of a brunch, to be honest. It was like at like
Yeah.
11. So
Oh, mine was closer to like 10ish.
Oh, no, I was up at
So,
5 o'clock promptly.
Yeah, I
By
was
the banshee.
too, but I was waiting until I got home because I was like, why should I buy something at work even though it's 50% if I'm just going to go out for breakfast when I get home?
Right. Right. Yeah, our kids had oatmeal. But our, which was nice, but our, my father-in-law dropped off like, God, how many eggs did he drop off? At least like 10 dozen eggs.
Oh my god.
wow,
That's a lot of eggs.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm gonna have eggs for dinner. Eggs for
solid.
dinner. Yep. It was super nice.
Make some French toast.
That's true. I
Like
could.
savory French toast is pretty good.
I
You
like
don't
French
have
toast.
to put syrup on it.
Yep.
In fact,
That's true.
I usually, I'll be honest, when I serve items that are breakfasty things like pancakes and French toast, unless it's like all three of us are home, I typically just don't even offer syrup.
If there's vanilla in my pancakes, I don't need I don't need syrup.
I don't often end up eating syrup with pancakes, period. Like, I'll just, like, pick up the cake and I'll just eat it.
If there's
But,
butter
like,
on
if it's,
it,
like-
I'm happy.
If it's waffles, I'll usually have at least a little bit of syrup.
See, I
Okay,
don't. So
I'm
if there's
like-
blueberries in my waffles, I'm fine.
But
if
see,
there's
I don't
something in my
normally do
waffles, I'm
blueberry.
good.
Yeah. I don't normally do blueberry waffles. There's something... the texture difference is weird for me.
So not the Eggo ones, I don't think, because they're like super tiny.
For sure.
They're like dots, not like.
I guess when
blueberries.
it's things like Eggo waffles, like I just eat those straight.
Yeah.
Like, but when I'm like actually like making waffles
Yeah.
myself, then I'm usually eating.
I would
them
love a
with-
waffle iron in my house. That'd be great.
I've got two.
I
but I've got
also
the
have
mini
two.
ones.
Yeah.
I
Oh, I
actually,
don't want
no,
a
that's not
giant
true.
one. I'd want.
I
Like, one of
have
the tiny
I have
ones.
3 actually now that I think about it. Because I have one that's like a full size like Belgian waffle maker.
Yeah.
And then I have one that makes like little waffle sticks that are like this big. And then I also have like a mini waffle maker that we've used actually for making other things too.
Oh, yeah.
Like we've made burgers in that thing.
Okay, I make
Actually
grilled
really
cheese.
nice.
I make grilled cheese in the mini waffle irons.
Pardon me.
And it is the best, okay? I would highly recommend doing grilled cheese in the mini waffle iron because you get everything prepped. You have all your cheese. You put the piece of bread on there. You put the cheese in it. You put the other bread on top. And halfway through, you flip
It's
it
like
around
having
so
like
both sides
a
do.
panini press, you know?
Yeah.
I would just
No,
like
it's
to have a
like
waffle maker so I don't have to keep
But-
buying waffles for my kids.
That's fair. That's fair.
I know how to make waffle mix with flour. I don't need to buy waffles.
Just get the mini one and you're good to go because then they're
Yeah.
already kid-friendly
That's true.
waffles.
That's
And they're
true.
usually like $5 for the mini ones.
I have
Yeah.
a $10.
Right now.
Well, I have a $10 gift certificate on Amazon. Maybe I'll use it to buy that.
I forgot about another waffle maker I have. My fourth one's
She's
a
hoarding waffle makers.
My fourth one is a Norwegian waffle maker,
Oh,
so
okay.
it's
Okay.
different.
Is it that the
slightly,
one
but-
that's like super flat? Like
they tend to like so like your Belgian waffles like often are
thick
like
one.
an inch thick. Norwegian waffles are probably like maybe
oh
half
gotcha,
that.
not like the
but
what are they
they're more shaped like little hearts all the way around.
called? Oh, okay.
So,
Gotcha.
and usually the recipe for it, like a lot of times, like Belgian waffles are like more sweet, like in
Yeah.
terms of the recipe.
mhm.
The one for Norwegian waffles is a lot more just like savory.
Yeah.
Like you can make it sweet, obviously, but like they tend
But it's
to
more versatile.
yeah, because like. I mean, if you go to a Norwegian and you eat Norwegian waffles with syrup in front of them, that's like sacrilege. Okay? It's not okay. But part of the reason why I got it is I kept buying there at like Cub. There's these Norwegian waffle like breakfast sandwiches that have like egg and sausage and cheese in them, and I love them. And I was like, well, if I get my own Norwegian waffle maker,
I don't have to buy them.
I can just make them myself.
Right.
Of course, I have yet to make them myself, but I do own the iron.
own the iron.
So,
The thought process was there. The follow through has not
yeah,
happened.
well, I started getting right about the time that I got it was also going through like some of the meds for like the IVF that were like throwing off my eating in general, and then like I was through going through first trimester and I was not eating either.
Well, yeah.
So it was just like
I don't think anybody eats their first trimester, honestly.
I lived
Apparently-
off of popsicles.
my
was
my
down to-
grandmother, she told me she never like had any morning sickness really with any of her kids, and I was like, you suck. You had 4 children and you didn't have it.
Kachon, I
Anyone?
did. Deku, I did it.
I did, and there were a lot of times where I wished I could throw up, but I really couldn't.
I only threw
my
up
God, yeah.
twice.
I couldn't. No matter how much I wanted to, it never
I was just so
happened.
nauseous I couldn't eat anything. I was down to the point of like ramen and not in water, just ramen with the stuff on it. And
because
crackers.
I could
That's all
not
I
do
could do.
broth.
I couldn't do
Like
broth. No.
I'm still struggling with the idea of eating soup a lot of times, like any sort of like brothy or soup, just because of the fact that it made me so nauseous in first trimester, and I'm fine now.
Right.
Like I have actually eaten ramen and been
Those
totally
stuff
okay.
sticks around.
But
It
it's just
does,
like the
yeah.
idea of eating it is just like,
Ugh.
nope, no thank you, don't want that.
I have a hard time with fried chicken for that exact reason. Oh my god.
Fried chicken I didn't have any issues with, but I will say, because I was having so many problems with acid reflux, as much as I love spicy food, it's been hard for me to go back to like putting a lot of spice on a lot of things.
That's fair.
Because I'm not getting as much acid reflux now that I'm on omeprazole, but like I'm not really getting it at all, to be honest. And
That's good.
There's definitely been a few times where I've eaten spicy things and not had an issue at all. But like it's like I'm eating my chicken nuggets with ketchup more often than I am with hot sauce now, and that's weird for me. It is so weird for me.
I just don't use sauce when I eat chicken nuggets because I'm one
I
of those
drench mine in
weirdos.
ketchup, so you're good.
I don't like ketchup.
That's fair.
Unless it's like cooked into something, I don't like ketchup. I'm
Like
a
meatloaf?
mustard person. I like it on meatloaf.
Yes.
Like when you bake it on the top, yes.
Meatloaf is so underrated. I love meatloaf.
Meatloaf is actually like really good. I don't like. I mean, it's like some of those foods that people are like, oh, they're terrible. It's like meatloaf. In like, I mean, fruitcake is another one, but I actually don't like fruitcake.
I don't like fruitcake
I
either.
don't
That one I
I've-
think is actually like deserved.
know how much I've actually had fruitcake.
I have. It qualifies on one of those crumble textures
Oh,
because
fair, yeah.
it's dry enough where it's a crumble.
Mm-hmm.
But I love meatloaf. It's great.
Meatloaf is
good.
fabulous.
I make a good
And it's
meatloaf.
honestly
too.
like
Not my last
that
meatloaf.
hard.
I sucked on the last one, but every meatloaf before has been great.
I don't make it often, but I
I
have made
forgot
good
to add
ones.
breadcrumbs and an egg when I was making
Oh
it.
no!
So it was
toes
very
are cold.
very dry and
What happened to
I
your
have
beans?
actually not ever made meatloaf myself, but I've eaten it when other people have provided it, and I do like it a
it's
lot.
great.
So like, I mean, I'm always down for some meatloaf. Well,
I think we
hello.
did it.
Yeah,
I think so.
yeah, we did. We made it
Nice.
through.
We did. I do have a topic for next week.
Oh,
way.
Ooh,
Guys
that
wanna
was our
topic.
topic.
Yeah,
Postpartum.
postpartum.
I think
Ooh.
that is a great topic.
It's
It's a
gonna be
learning
really great
topic
because
for
you.
yeah.
And I think it's a great thing.
Mm-hmm.
I also
'Cause
keep getting all
technically
the.
speaking, you and I are still technically
Postpartum.
postpartum.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then I know we kind of touched on it at the beginning of the episode, but what we're doing now is we decided we're going to do a month of anime topics.
We'll still talk
And
a little
then-
bit about it, but
Yeah, we'll still talk about both, but like our main topic of the day, we're going to do a month of anime topics like we did last month, and then a month of parenting topics. So then you kind of get a little bit of both.
Your nails
so
are like little needles.
this month is going to be the
Mom.
mom topic. So you'll get 4 episodes of mom before we go back to 4 episodes of anime specific.
Maybe eventually we'll
yeah.
just go back and forth.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
I was thinking, what if after we get this month
February,
done,
Go back and forth.
we could do a thing where everybody has a mini topic that we talk on a little bit, kind
Yeah.
of like how I've seen other podcasts do, where everybody prepares a mini topic that's somewhat related,
yeah.
and then we don't have to have a big topic. But then you could have like a little touching point that each person can do. We'll still do our like check-ins.
We kind of do that
kinda
anyway in
do
our
that, but,
talking
like,
because we talk in
Yeah.
circles. So
It's something we could think about.
Yeah.
And if anybody has suggestions on things they'd like to see more of, things they'd like to change, what have you, we do. The front page, our homepage, has been updated a bunch, and we do have a
It has
suggestion
our
box,
email now.
and it has our email and stuff like that. So just feel free to hit us up with any like stories that you want to tell, because we can always add like a story segment at the end.
True.
Suggestions that you have.
Sir, your
what
butt
have
stinks.
you. Oh yeah, it probably was just in the box. So.
Probably, but I was like, you can cover that butthole. Thank you.
Well, it was just dinner time, so I'd not be
Yeah.
surprised if that booty was recently used.
Oh no! See, my cats like to. When I come home from work, that's when poop time is. That's poop time.
For me, it's anytime my mom comes over is when the cats go.
Mine is
Is-
right after I clean the litter box.
Oh, I think that's every cat.
Oh,
'cause it's
yeah.
fresh and clean, but
But I like that idea.
yeah. So I mean, things we can talk about,
Things we
but
can do.
We can kind of
Everybody
play
has
around with a few
suggestions.
different things too. It can always
Well, how
be one
about
of
this?
those.
We'll try it
Yeah.
next week. Everyone bring it. Well, not necessarily you.
yeah.
Bring a topic for postpartum next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's enough things that I've seen research
Bring
wise.
a
I can
topic
bring
for
something.
postpartum
Yeah.
next week.
You could bring like a topic of things that you're wondering about, and then we could give you like experiences that we've had if it relates. You
Yeah.
know, like if we've experienced something similar, then
You're gonna
yeah.
get 2 perspectives regardless. I have
Yeah.
2.
Yeah.
She has 1. It's going to be different
Yeah.
regardless. So
And
Well,
yours
and you
will be
know,
a
they
different
say every
perspective
pregnancy
eventually.
is different in
Yeah,
general,
sure.
even and that includes your postpartum experience. So, you know,
Sure.
because that postpartum's your 4th trimester. They always say. I see,
yeah,
see
and
that
it
everywhere.
lasts forever.
Yeah.
So cool.
All right.
And we're on the same schedule next week. So no.
Yes.
No, the
Normal
only
schedule.
reason that we had a different schedule last week was due to birthdays. So we are back to normal.
I think at this point, the only thing that we might have that might throw things off next would be me giving birth. So-
That's true. That's true.
Which we've got a little while for that.
Oh,
Hopefully,
I do have a
hopefully
camping
she
trip
sticks
in the
here.
summer.
Yeah.
That'll be a
Yeah.
Sunday that I will.
Well, we'll
I
let you
figured that
know.
would be one of those where Amy's not available, and then you
Yeah.
2 are.
We'll figure it out. If there's any like changes to our schedule, we'll update you. But for the most part, we're on
Sundays at
normal
2.
schedule. Sundays at 2.
Sundays
Cool.
at 2.
Okey-dokey.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Peace. Later. Bye.
Bye.